Welcome, boys and girls, to writing. For this week, you are going to need your writing journal. If you cannot find your journal, you need some lined paper, and you are going to need a pencil. All right, we are going to be writing these journal entries on paper and submitting them to Schoology as a PDF. So pause the video and go get your supplies, and then come back and watch for directions and to see what you are expected to do this week. All right, welcome back, boys and girls. This week you have a choice board, and this is the direction page, which is in the slideshow. So if you need to review the directions at any time, feel free to click on the slideshow link at the bottom of your Schoology lesson. But you will have a choice board with 8 choices, and you're expected to choose 4 of them this week. So you will write for 4 days. That means 1 a day, all right? Each entry is worth 4 points for a 16-point writing grade this week. Now, before Christmas, some of us got some 1-sentence journal entries. That is not 3rd grade work, and that is worth a 0. Your journal entries need to be a good paragraph with a main idea, supporting details, and a conclusion. Or, depending on the prompt, it might be a story, which we expect that you can write 1 full page by now. All right, so you're going to be creative, have fun, and I want you to read your story to an adult before you submit it. Now, boys and girls, here is your writing choice board, and notice there are 8 choices around the board. You choose 1 prompt a day to do your writing, okay? So it's going to be your choice. Now, because there are 8 and you are writing for 4 days, you will have 4 left over. We don't expect you to do them all. We just expect you to choose a different one each day for 4 days. A rubric has been provided for you in the slideshow. So if you want to see the whole rubric, please go to the slideshow. But I'm just going to show you the 4-point, how you get 4 full points on your writing, because we expect you to get 4 full points on your writing. It is clear and does what the prompt asked you. You didn't make something up that's not on that paper. Your errors in spelling and punctuation are so few, they're not going to bother anyone. You used important details and information. You didn't forget or lose the main idea of what was interesting, and you had details that were interesting. It was organized and logical. And then I want you to look at the last line. It says, "My writing is neat and almost perfect." No sloppy writing. Anything that's sloppy, we're taking a point off. All right, so boys and girls, remember this is your choice board. You have 8 choices. However, I'm going to use this choice board to model. That way, I don't take any ideas off of your choice board. So I read through these, and I'm going to pick box 12, where it says, "Bears hibernate all winter." If you could only do one thing all winter, what would it be? So, boys and girls, I got my journal out with my pencil, and I started my writing by giving it a good title. And notice I titled it, "If I Could Do One Thing All Winter." It even goes with the prompt I chose, right? So, and I capitalized if, I, the C in could, the D in do, the O in one, the T in thing, the A in all, and the W in winter, because titles are capitalized. Skipped a line, and I wrote, "By Mrs. Demand." So after thinking a little bit about that writing prompt, I came up with a really good hook to hook my reader. Bears are so lucky they get to sleep or hibernate all winter long. If I could only do one thing all winter, I would choose to have a 3-month winter sleepover with my best friend. No school or work, just friend time in our PJs. I'm not done. That is just the beginning. I need a middle and an end. Also, boys and girls, let's point out a few things. 1, I skipped lines. We expect you to skip lines too. It is much easier to edit, and it is much easier to read. 2, I used my neatest handwriting. I can understand and read everything I wrote. And 3, I indented my paragraph. Do you see the word bears? How it starts a little bit over to the right. Well, that's because it's an indent, and skip lines. Now here's the rest of my story. During this winter sleepover, my friend and I would not sleep. We would talk, tell stories, and do puzzles. Of course, we would do all of this in our pajamas. That is the one thing I would do all winter if I could. I would have a 3-month sleepover with my best friend. And notice, so now I have a middle and an end. And of course, now I will put my pages into Notability. And I'm going to make sure to enlarge them so it fits the page. And I'm going to submit it back to Schoology as what, boys and girls? Exactly, a PDF. Because when you submit it back to Schoology as a PDF, it is much easier for your teacher to read and grade. All right, happy writing, boys and girls. Have a great week.